You're listening to Pack Dynamics, a Fandom on the Rocks podcast. Hello, welcome to Pack Dynamics, a Teen Wolf podcast. I am Emily.
And I'm Allison.
And this is exactly how this recording is going to go today, because we have been struggling a little bit with some tech support.
Yeah, my computer, my microphone, and my headphones, this is a my bad, guys, this is a my bad, have just decided that they didn't want to play together today. And so for the last hour and a half, I have been desperately trying to unplug things and plug them back in desperate hopes that it works. And all it took was an hour and a half of us doing stuff and then it accidentally working. Because that's what tech support is. Nowhere. Out of absolutely nowhere. I was like, the thing's bouncing again. So thank you. Not that you all have sat with us through my ridiculous amounts of technical support needs, but to anyone who has ever served in a technical support role, whether officially or unofficially, just like, I love you and thank you for your service. And the first thing I did was make sure that my microphone was placed in front of my face and that it wasn't on mute and that it was all the way plugged in.
I would like to say that we are not inept at tech. We are
no
elder millennials. We grew up with technology. We do know how to turn things off and on again.
I do, I promise. And I cannot begin to tell you why it's not working. But it is, and we're thrilled because this episode, I am full of feelings and not being able to talk about it was a personal crime to me.
Yeah, it did feel like a personal attack when
like a personal attack
not working
from my microphone to my person. Luckily for us, though, at least for the last couple of minutes, it has been working great. So we are on to talk about what is, I think, to date, the most emotionally painful episode of Teen Wolf.
I would think so. I think that sounds right.
Yeah, this episode, ouch.
Yeah, it's titled Ouch. This is season 2, episode 9, Party Guest. Peter appears to Lydia in her dreams. Although, is it a dream?
Is it a dream?
Questionable.
Yeah.
And convinces her to do something, quote, special for her birthday party this year, which just happens to fall on the full moon. Meanwhile, Derek makes certain that his pack of new wolves are restrained for their first full moon. This episode, I was going to say debuted. I guess debuted is fine. July 23rd, 2012. So, yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, these have been really good. This is a great string of episodes.
Oh, yeah. I love season 2. It's my favorite season. And this episode is one of my favorites. It's iconic for a lot of reasons, both good and bad. It has some of my favorite people in plot lines and with little quips and good stuff. And because it's episode 9, like we had in the last season with Wolfsbane, we are just clicking up that roller coaster as we go towards the culmination of the season. And boy, do things occur. Things occur.
And there is quite a lot of Wolfsbane in this episode. I don't know if they did that on purpose, but if 1-9 was titled Wolfsbane, 2-9 contains it.
True facts.
This episode with Lydia Martin.
Literally, my first note of this is everyone's about to have the worst day ever. I'm very sorry to report it.
Yeah, they really are.
Because everyone's about to have the worst day ever, but we start with Lydia.
Yeah, we didn't see her all last episode, and she gets to open the episode this time, once again, just naked in the shower.
Yeah.
Which never seems to work out for her.
No, it doesn't.
Maybe she should switch to, like, a bath or, like, an army shower with just wet wipes. I don't know. But
maybe, like, a glass door of some kind, like a waterfall shower, somewhere where, like, she can see everything all the time.
Yeah, just,
I don't know.
Showers are not doing well for her lately.
No.
And this time she hears someone whispering her name. Again, not great in a shower. Horror movie status, like right at the top there.
Yeah.
And then she hears like applause. There's kind of a whole growing sense that there's something happening on the other side of the curtain. And when she pulls that curtain back, she is on the lacrosse field in her party dress, and everyone is cheering her name. Thankfully, she is not naked on the field, which was what the first time I watched this, I was like, oh my God, she's going to be naked on the field and everyone's going to be staring at her. But she's in her
beautiful party dress from the winter formal.
Yeah. Right back on that field, except for the one girl in the stands who's like crying silently.
Who is having like a really bad night.
Mm-hmm. Because everyone's having a shit day.
Everyone's having a shitty day. So, canon or fanon?
Yes.
Who is this?
Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. Who do you think it is?
So I had my fanon idea kind of going into it, and I tried to find like hints and clues, and I couldn't find any hints or clues to support it. If this is the same actress, she doesn't really look the same. I don't know who this is, but fanon tells me that I'm supposed to know who this is. Do you know?
Is it supposed to be the sister?
It's
Hale?
supposed to be Laura. I think it's
Yeah.
supposed to be Laura. Like, I think in theory, if you drag it all the way out, this might be what Peter saw Laura looking like in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think this is the same actress who played Laura in the pilot.
Right.
If it is, it doesn't really look like her. Like, I think this is supposed to be Laura. And fanon tells me it's supposed to be Laura. But
Yeah.
there's nothing there to support that theory.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
Tough fanon or canon.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be Laura, but I don't know.
Ooh, we might have to come back and like add a little post somewhere and be like,
yeah,
we've deep dived into the IMDb credits to see if we can find her actual actress. But
there are content creators who I trust who put this image in Laura gift sets. So like they believe that this is Laura. So like I will trust them on this. But like, yeah, I don't know. But it felt very out of place. And it was like, who are you and why are you supposed to be here? And if it's Laura, why can Lydia see her?
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, she's got that nice little Hale connection.
She sure does. And in my notes here, in all caps, so Peter starts to stride toward Lydia like he did on the lacrosse field back at the end of season 1. And in all caps, I have written, God, Peter is so pretty and terrible.
Yeah, you've got to have an attractive bad guy.
He is a very attractive bad guy, but he is a bad guy because he then proceeds to attack her even like more viscerally
in this
scene. It's worse than it happened in real life on the lacrosse field. It is worse. Or maybe this is just what we didn't see. But it is visceral and
she has like grass in her teeth.
Yeah. She's desperately clawing to get away. Oh my God. No.
I didn't like it.
No, I did not enjoy this.
I didn't enjoy it, especially when you think into later seasons what Peter is like.
Yeah.
And you're just like, but old Peter.
Old Peter. But old Peter. Like, why is Peter's redeemable? Is he? Is he
though? Should he be?
Should he be? And like we start talking about, I'm looking at Teen Wolf in what is this, 2012? And all of the talk now about like book boyfriends and dark romance. And I'm like, we want to start talking about bad guys who are bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
And also the love interest. Like season 2 Peter, season 1 Peter, they're not good guys. Peter is not a redeemable creature in seasons like 1 and 2. Also, if you ship season 1 or 2, Lydia and Peter, I get it.
Right. I know.
And it's like, I understand it. I can see where you're coming from. I can see where you're going. And yes, their relationship changes. And is it ever great? No. But that's not what we're asking for. I'm not asking for somebody like good and soft and redeemable. Peter's a monster. Peter's a monster. And also, here we go. And that's so I just think it's
the ship.
That's the purpose. And like, so I'm looking at it now with this like dark romance book talk lens. It's like, oh yeah, no, Peter is in fact a bad guy. He's a bad guy. He's a bad guy.
And that's okay. Like, that's what you want.
And that's okay. It's why it's honestly, and you and I are going to fight about this forever, but it's one of the reasons that I love Kate. Kate's just bad.
I know. She's just a bad.
I
almost said a bad girl, and I was like, that's not the same thing.
She is a bad girl, but she's just bad. She's just bad. Evil.
I think, my problem with Kate is that she's hurting
hurting Derek, yeah, and you don't like that. But
don't like it.
Bad guys are allowed to be bad. They don't have to be redeemable. They don't have to be. That's the point of them being villains. That's the point. Peter is interesting and evil. Yeah, yes. No, and Kate is interesting and evil. Like, it's cool, guys. It's cool. But yeah, in this moment, Peter like viscerally attacks Lydia, and it's horrible and awful, and I hate it. And then she wakes up from her dream. This has been a nightmare.
Mm-hmm. Everything for Lydia has been a nightmare for like a month.
Oh, poor baby. Poor girl. My second-born daughter, Lydia Martin. I love you. I'm so sorry.
She wakes up in bed, and once again, there's like dirt in her bed.
Yeah. And then there's just Peter.
And Peter, dirt in her bed, which I'm wondering is it lacrosse dirt or is it graveyard dirt?
I think it's graveyard dirt.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it's graveyard dirt. I think it's grave dirt. I think in this moment, I'm having a moment, I think, where I just kind of flew into your brain because I'm looking
so
at this
sorry.
image in my it's all right. I've been there before. In this moment where Lydia's in her pajamas in bed and Peter is like fully dressed in bed.
Mm-hmm.
First thing, are those your outside clothes? Those are outside clothes.
Outside clothes.
And second, Peter, are you wearing shoes right now? Are you wearing shoes in bed?
In her bed. Ew.
Do you have your shoes on?
He has his dead man shoes in her bed. Ew.
Dead man shoes, sir. And so Lydia, again, is just trying to figure out her own brain. She's trying to separate reality because she just woke up from a nightmare. So this, quote unquote, is real, but Peter's still there. And she's like, are you real? And he says, not yet.
That's not a question that can be answered. Not yet.
Not yet. And Peter's just
that's
the absolute
clear.
worst. Yeah, that's fine, guys. Totally cool.
Yeah.
Totally cool.
That makes sense.
And so then he proceeds to like caress her like neck and face because that's like a thing that he does. And the words here just shot shivers up my spine. All you have to do is every single thing that I ask.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Peter, middle name Hale. What?
Stop being fucked up, Peter.
Stop it. So speaking of like fucked up things and Teen Wolf lore, so he like caresses the side of her face and like kind of has it on her neck. And then there's a moment where like there's like a little stabby sound effect. And then Lydia goes, does he stab her in the neck?
I'm not sure.
Was that like a, hey, pay attention, wake up? Or was that like a, I'm gonna, wolf my brain into your brain via my claws in your spinal cord?
Yes.
Kind of like.
Because I know. Yeah, because that's what he did. Or yeah, with the claws to the back of Jackson's neck.
Yeah, and Scott.
Yeah,
that was Scott. And then that's a piece of lore that comes back. Like that's a thing that they'll do.
And but he's not there is the thing.
He's just in her brain.
He's just in her brain.
Because he bit her. And so his like werewolfy alpha juices are like in her. Ugh. I know. Sorry, dude. And so
we have to phrase it like that.
Yes, we did. So again, I ask with Lydia, what about Lydia did they know here?
Right. Yes.
Because they'll do it. They'll do it later. So Peter kind of stabs her in the neck and then they go downstairs in Lydia's house and Peter is talking about it's the full moon. Do you know what the full moon in March is called? It's called the worm moon. And so then they're like, she hallucinates worms on her feet. And Peter says it kind of has the feel of a rebirth, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And so he starts to lay out his plan a little bit. And it turns out that the full moon is on Wednesday. And that turns out to be Lydia's birthday. How convenient. And Lydia's going to throw this big party because she always throws a big party on her birthday. And Peter is, like, you're going to do these things for me. And Lydia's like, well, what if I don't? What if I don't? And then he just hallucinates for her just a straight murder. He's just going to murder everyone. Everybody. And he is obsessed with her. He's just obsessed with her.
He is.
Good to know that never changes. That never changes. Peter's always obsessed with Lydia. Always.
I mean, there are worse people he could be obsessed with.
It is true. Lydia Martin is wonderful. And Peter is a monster. And here we go. But he kind of drops to Lydia and to the audience that Lydia is being left out of something. That Lydia hasn't been read. And they haven't told you, have they? And she's like, tell me what? And so Peter decides, because he's a very showy, not telly kind of guy, that he'll just show her instead. And so Lydia turns around to see the alpha beast, and those big red eyes outside the window, just like she saw at the movie theater or the movie rental store many, many moons ago.
Which, he could have maybe just said, there are werewolves rather than scaring the shit out of her yet again by having a monster jump out of the window.
He could have, but that doesn't get us to what we need. Because what we need, Lydia sees the eyes and screams.
Yes.
How much do the writers know about Lydia?
I know. she is seen screaming rather often.
Yes,
but this
she
one
is
really
seen
like
screaming rather often.
This scream like really kind of focused in on her.
Yes, it did. It really, really did. It really did.
And we're coming in on the end of the season where perhaps they're starting to drop hints for season 3.
Yeah, because in season 3 is where we figure out what's going on with Lydia.
Yeah. So I think you can make the argument either way. I think you can say, if you want to be generous, they knew by the end of season 2 what they wanted to do with Lydia for season 3.
Yeah.
And they start going, hey, we knew we wanted to do more with this character. We didn't want to leave her behind. Everyone else has paths. Let's do something spicy with Lydia for season 3, and let's start it now. Right. And then you can be less generous and say that it just happened to work out.
Yeah, because she's a girl, and they like it when girls are, screaming, I guess.
They like a damsel in distress because...
They like a damsel in distress.
The horror trope is always the final girl screaming, right? Like,
right, of course. How
would you have a show like this and not have a pretty girl screaming in terror at a werewolf?
Because Lydia is the prettiest of girls, and she has such a good scream. So
she really does.
This really does.
We could never be horror actors. My voice doesn't go that high.
No, it doesn't. But her scream is incredible. So like Lydia is just getting hit with trauma after trauma after trauma after trauma, and she's having a real, real bad day. Speaking of people having real, real bad days.
Okay, but Victoria has it coming.
A little, yeah. She tried to murder Scott last episode.
She really tried hard to murder Scott, and she was doing it in a shit-ass way.
She really did try to murder Scott. It's true.
She's infiltrating the high school. I think maybe she took someone else's job to be in that high school. Was she a trained professional? I feel their whole family is out there murdering people. I'm not saying she needs to die. I'm just saying that this was inevitability for her.
I think so, yeah. But they set it up really, really well narratively in the story, because this has been coming.
If they weren't speciesists, she could be alive. And
what are you talking about? That's absolutely what has happened. Victoria transformed into a good and healthy werewolf, and the Argents decided to move on from their werewolf murdering ways and go into their werewolf supporting ways. Certainly,
this is a path forward for them.
So Chris Argent is having a very bad day. I think Victoria at this point has already she's like, I got this. I know what's about to happen. And Gerard also knows what it was going on. Gerard is like, okay, cool. She's already dead.
Did you kind of get the feeling that Gerard's been waiting to kill Victoria for 20 years?
Oh my God, yes. Yes, I sure did.
Was Gerard, when Victoria and Chris were dating, was Gerard just one day, I'm going to get rid of this woman because for some reason I don't like her? What was the history there?
I think we're going to end up talking about it next episode, because remember, so it's earlier, I think in season 2, where Chris talks to Allison, we raise our sons to be warriors. We raise our daughters to be leaders. And so here in the next few episodes, we're going to start talking about, we leave the big decisions, the hard ones, to the women. Mm-hmm. And there is a theory on the internet, and I can't stop thinking about it. So tune in next episode, because we're going to have to talk about Gerard and his seeking power. It's very interesting. So,
because what I love is to talk about Gerard.
Yes, but this is an interesting theory and we like it. So Chris is cleaning Victoria's gigantic shoulder wound and is having a real hard time of it. And Gerard sees it and knows what it means. And Chris is trying to defend Victoria and is like, we'll fix it. Maybe it won't work. Maybe it's, it's going to be fine. And Gerard is like, she's already dead. She's just a husk. She's just a cocoon waiting to turn into a werewolf. And Gerard basically says that he's just going to murder her anyway. Okay, bye.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yikes.
Okay. So now sometimes fic and other lore gets muddled up in my brain, and it has been quite some time since I watched the other seasons. Was there any indication that you could stop a werewolf transformation after a bite?
I don't think so.
Okay, because maybe that's other
fic
so. Or other. Okay, you would think that the Argents would try to come up with some sort of hoodoo wolfsbane injection,
something or other.
something to be like, hey, at some point in our 1,000-year-long battle with werewolves, some of us are going to get bit, and maybe we want to try to come up with an antidote.
Yeah, but I think like it's going to very much be murder is the antidote.
Murder's always the antidote, you guys.
Murder's always the antidote.
Yeah. We don't want to try to stop this from happening. We're going to murder our friends and family.
You were stupid enough to get bit. Get wrecked. Like,
get fucked. Get fucked.
But yeah, no, so Victoria's already dead and Gerard seems to not have any problems with it. And Chris is understandably upset. So
he does some good acting.
He does. They both do, truly.
Because he also, I feel like Chris can't show too much weakness in front of Gerard.
No, absolutely not.
Which just sucks. Like, your wife is about to die. They've been together for 20 years.
15, 20 years, yeah.
You know, he's kind of a hardened man because he's out there killing people.
Yeah, and he's already lost his sister like a couple of weeks ago. Like, this isn't that long. That. Like, yeah, he says it later. We just buried Kate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this has been maybe like 3 weeks, maybe 4.
Yeah, the timeline of these, it's very hard or very easy to forget that the timeline of these Teen Wolf seasons is very compressed. Like, these things happen in weeks.
In weeks. Yeah, absolutely. Like, so when was the last full moon? Like, I'm like looking back at it. Like,
yeah, a couple weeks last season.
Yeah. So
because it was when they tie up Scott.
Yeah. So that would have been what, episode 10?
I think, yeah.
10, 11?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So it's been the last like 10 episodes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, the last 10 episodes have been it's been 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's
wild.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, because what'll happen is the end of this season and the school year are kind of ending, and then in 3A they all get back to start school in the fall.
Oh, sure. Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, because this is now spring break.
Yeah, because it's spring break now. So it's like,
does that line up with the winter formal? Who cares? Whatever.
if the winter formal was in February, yes. I don't know.
I'm so broken by the Glee timelines that I like.
Yeah. Well, then that means, okay, so very sorry, all friends. So it means that the pilot would have happened in like the first week of school. You know, tomorrow's the first day of school. Or is tomorrow the first day of the semester?
True. Well, yeah, because Allison comes to town, but she could start at the beginning of the semester.
But she could start at the beginning of the spring. And it's so cold. It's all, foggy outside at lacrosse practice.
Right. Well, it's Northern California. That's fine.
Yeah, but not in August.
Oh, true.
And the forest is all sad. It's not green. It's not a green forest. It's a sad winter forest. All those leaves on the ground.
We're going to have to call up Jeff Davis.
I have a lot of questions, but that shouldn't surprise anybody. But no, it's very possible that Wolf Moon was the beginning of the semester.
Yes.
And now we're at spring break.
Yeah.
Like that's 2 months. That's 2 months. That's very possible. Yikes.
I would quit school if all this happened to me in that short of amount of time.
Oh my God, me too.
Gone.
Yeah. So we moved from the Argent's house to probably the world's worst hideout, the train car.
Is there running water in there?
No, of course not. But we do get Scott back in the red hoodie, which I love.
Yes.
And Derek and Scott being together and working through problems. And yay, brothers, I love you.
They're trying so hard. I do love their little switch, though, that Scott's like, we got to kill Jackson. And Derek's like, maybe we don't have to kill him.
No, but Derek does step up his game and he acknowledges that Jackson is his fault. Like, I did this.
Mm-hmm.
And Scott tries to like talk him out of it. Like, well, you didn't know it was going to happen. And Derek's like, but that's just like legends and lore. I did this to Jackson. I started this.
Maybe we got to be a little more careful with our bites.
Well, yeah, considering his 5th beta is about to have a bad night.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, Derek and Scott kind of go back and forth from being like weird brothers to jilted lovers and then back to like weird friends. Like, I love them so much.
Why do you think I'm always keeping something from you? Maybe I do it to protect you.
Because you always are keeping something from me. It's like, you're not wrong, sir.
You're wrong.
You're not wrong.
Maybe we shouldn't have any more secrets.
Maybe we shouldn't have any more secrets. Maybe you should just kiss me, huh? Like, guys, just get it together. But no, they're trying. Scott is actively trying to reach out to Derek, and Derek is actively trying to reach out to Scott. They are both actively trying to be better in this moment, and I'm very proud of them both.
They're communicating.
They are communicating. Who I am not proud of is Matt being
I hate this guy so much.
He's the worst. Matthew. Ugh.
Do you think, like, if this show aired in 2024 with the kind of social media that we have now and the kinds of weird people on social media that we have now, I feel like this actor would have to, like, delete his Twitter account.
Oh, correct. He'd be getting death threats, like, constantly.
Yes. He would not survive it.
No.
He would be harassed off the planet for being this kind of a fucking creep.
Oh my God. So, dear Matt's actor, we do not believe that you are a stalker. We believe that you are a decent human person and pretty good at your job.
Wait,
I hope you're having a decent day.
That, do you need to Google him for any problematic behavior before you say that?
That's fucking true. I hope desperately that you are a decent person and not a stalker.
I was going to say, hold on. We haven't deep dived into this man.
I'm not going to search you. I'm going to have faith in you because I have faith in humanity. I'm crossing my fingers real hard for you, friend.
Yep.
Oh my God. Yes.
Matt, however, remains the worst.
Matt is the fucking worst. And so, like, Allison drives him home from the fucking rave that they were all at, because this is like
2 hours later.
This is 2 hours later. And Matt gets out of the car, and then Allison finds Matt's entire purse in the car with, like, his giant camera and all of his stalker photos.
Okay, did he leave that on purpose? Like, what?
Maybe, but he left his entire fucking purse in the car.
Yeah.
This, like, huge bag along with his enormous camera. And she just, like, starts going through them. And it is nice that at least he took a few pictures of the lacrosse team. Good job.
Yeah.
But, like, Allison keeps going through them, and there are so many photos.
So many.
Including some screenshot, like some, like, stills from the show, like that shot of Allison and Erica in chemistry class. And I was like, thank you for catching that. Love that. Thank you for that chemistry. Allison is freaking out. And then all of a sudden, Matt shifts from regular creepy guy to, like, dangerous creepy guy. Because he, like, starts knocking on the window and is like, can I have my camera back? And Allison is like, Matt keeps trying to get her into the house, and Allison is like, no, thank you. And Matt's like, but come on. And she's like, hard pass. And it is just, she is trying so hard to get out of there, and he will not let her go.
She's calm, although given her recent training with Kate, I was hoping for maybe a little more steel in her.
Yeah.
Because she does have the ability to kill him.
Yeah, she definitely does.
Yeah, which we see a little later. Like, she can't handle herself. So I get the fear, but I was kind of hoping for her to, like, suddenly go, wait a minute, I could take this guy.
And just shoot it with a crossbow.
Yeah, just pull it out of the back seat and be like, all right, hold the fuck on, my dude. Yeah. Yeah. Because she doesn't, I think she realizes he's dangerous in that moment because he was such a stalker.
Yeah.
But I think no blame anywhere, because women are victims of everything all the time.
Of course.
But she is also incredibly powerful herself.
Yeah.
And I think it could have been a really interesting moment for her to be like, hold on, I am also in charge here.
Right.
As like a moment for Allison to start realizing her own agency in this entire Teen Wolf situation, right?
Correct.
Like, coming out of the rave where she's had an argument with Scott about the dueling plans and him yelling at her, and fucking Gerard being on her case and her dad, and just taking a second to be like, hold on, whether or not she does know what she's doing, feeling like she knows what she's doing.
Right.
Because she is powerful.
Absolutely.
And we like Allison.
I love her.
Or just hit the gas and be like, goodbye.
I'm stealing your camera. Bye.
Yeah. You bye. This is now state's evidence and you being a creep.
Get wrecked.
Because if it's that easy for Jackson Whitmore to get a restraining order against them, she could get one against Matt for those pictures.
Oh, instantly.
If that's the burden of proof for restraining orders in Beacon Hills, then
yeah, for real.
Do it.
For real.
My note there was stay sexy and don't get murdered, Allison.
That's correct. That is correct.
We do get our first introduction to some very important lore in this episode.
Yes, we do.
With the Hale pack.
Oh, look, it's the Hale pack. When I see the Hale pack, this is what I think. This is it. This is it.
This is it. Them. It's they.
It them. It they.
It them. And the first real look here at the Triskele. Triskele?
Well, Boyd pronounces it Triskele.
He does. Triskele.
Yeah.
Although, so Boyd how do you know how to pronounce it?
I don't know, but Boyd is the smartest person in that room, so he says, he says Triskele, and I believe Boyd.
You know what? You should ask around where in your town there. You put that word up in town and just be like, how would you pronounce this?
They wouldn't. It's a Celtic symbol.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know.
Triskele?
Nah. I say it the way Boyd says it, Triskele.
Trisket?
It's a box of Triscuits. But no, Boyd is being the smartest person in the room. And I really appreciate that Derek keeps all of his bondage toys in a box with the Triskele on it.
He does. He keeps his bondage gear in this like sacred symbol box.
Thanks, bud. Good job.
I know.
And I am heartbroken. And this is one of the big reasons I want all the dailies from this season. I think this is one of 3 shots in the entire show with the entire Hale pack.
That's horrible.
I know. And 2 of them are in this. 2 of them are in this episode. The other one is in, God, it's Venomous Frenemy, where they're all 4 standing outside of Lydia's house. But this wide shot of Derek and Isaac at the chest and Boyd and Erica at the door of the train car is like, I think one of 3 shots of all 4 of them together.
Is it just because they're so beautiful together that the film starts to burn?
It starts to dissolve. There's too much beauty. There may also be another one early when Derek is doing the training montage with Erica and Isaac. There might be a wide shot that gets all 4 of them. But generally speaking, there aren't shots with all 4 of them. It's very upsetting. It's really upsetting for me. But Erica being an enormous sass master in this, I love her so much. Also, if you take a moment to slow it down, she is wearing the most enormous shoes.
Oh, is she really?
Erica is wearing like, if you could have fuck me boots, she's just wearing like 5-inch platform heel boots. I love them. I love her. She's leveling all the way up into her werewolf, and I really appreciate that for her.
I love it. Well, we do get a moment of exposition where we find out what I'm not going to be able to pronounce it now. The Triskele?
The Derek tattoo.
The Derek tattoo, which we should just get, right? Surely that wouldn't be appropriative to Celtic culture at all.
Absolutely not. Of course not.
What it means. Boyd tells us that the spirals mean different things, past, present, future, mother, father, child. But for Derek, it means alpha, beta, omega. And
again, with Boyd immediately knowing and being the smartest person in the room.
Well, he's been taking his time out of the last episodes to do some research.
Of course.
And that the spiral means that they can all rise or fall to the other. So a beta can become an alpha can fall to an omega. You don't live and die in your one role, which they've all seen. Derek became an alpha.
Mm-hmm.
And it also means that you can lose that position.
Yep. And get it back.
Yep.
For what it's worth.
Yeah, for whatever the level means to anyone, it can come and go.
Yeah.
So, you get fired, you get rehired.
You move companies.
You get on a performance improvement plan.
Yeah. It's all good. But all right. So we move from Erica and her incredible shoes to Lydia with her Macy's sponsorship showing up at Allison's house.
I was like, man, try on little cats and Macy's here.
They do. To try on a little outfit for her birthday party. For me, Lydia's a little off in this scene. Like, she puts on the eyeliner and all of a sudden she's like, ooh, is it Peter?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe Peter's like controlling her body a little bit and he doesn't know how to put on eyeliner.
Maybe. It's very intense.
To be fair, neither do I. So
yeah,
it's like
same.
me trying to put on makeup for something. Like, I don't know.
I end up looking like a raccoon. It's very embarrassing for me.
I know. I can't. I don't bother.
Oh my God. Okay. But yeah, so Lydia is coming and she's got like 3 dresses for this party and I've never understood that, but okay.
I know. Why is she has like an intro dress, a middle of the night dress, and then like an exit dress? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I have no idea. But they're doing all these things. But somebody knocks at the door.
Yes, it's Mama Argent has come to talk to Allison right then and there to tell her that she's going to die and
Yeah.
kill herself.
Yeah.
I guess trigger warning for talks of suicide, because
My
that's
God.
what's going to happen here.
We're going to talk about suicide. We really should have this at the
Yeah.
top of the episode. We are going to talk about suicide. We are going to talk about grief. We are going to talk about alcoholism. We are going to talk about physical and emotional and like mental abuse. We are going to talk about a lot of bad things.
Yeah.
And
Really
also
should have
monster
included
fucking.
that. Yes, and also that.
And also monster fucking. So like really, really sorry about this, guys.
Yeah.
Alert. Alert. We should have recorded a tag and put it at the top of the episode. Like, honest to God.
Totally. Yeah, because I guess if you've seen the episode, you know what's happening. But if for some reason you're listening to this podcast having not seen the episodes, then surprise, that's what's going to happen here. But yeah, so Allison really just kind of brushes her mom off because she's, invested in the pretty dresses and hanging out with her friends, and doesn't, it's what you do with your mom when you're 16. Right. You're just like, yeah, okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye, get out of here.
Bye.
And she has no reason to think that she won't talk to her mom the next day.
Right. Yeah, she's going to a party, her friend's over, like, yeah.
She also doesn't have the greatest relationship with her mom.
No, because her mom has been super controlling, and all season her mom has been like, I don't want to have to kill your boyfriend.
Yes. Oh, totally.
All season.
All season. Stay away from Scott or I'll kill him. And so why Allison has no need to be like, oh yeah, let me just hop out of this fun time with my friend to come talk to you.
Yeah. About killing my boyfriend.
Yeah. And so Victoria leaves, and she really gives kind of like the softest look I've seen Victoria ever give, because she knows it's the last time she's going to see her daughter.
Yeah, she does.
And it's sad. I mean, it is bummer, because Victoria sucks, but she is still a mom. She's not willing in that moment to pull her daughter away from her friend, even though,
and wreck her entire night.
Yeah, and ruin her night, even though her night is going to be ruined.
Yeah, it's going to be ruined. Big ruined.
Yeah. There's no getting around it. So she is trying to protect her daughter from hurt and pain and grief, but it's still going to happen. Yeah. And she knows
it's still going to happen. Yeah. And so she's complicated and definitely a villain, but like Kate loves her daughter.
Yeah. In her way.
In her own way.
Their family is fucked.
True facts.
It's a very interesting family. I think like the Stalinskys are a very, not an easy family, but it's a very straightforward family, right? Like,
right.
It's a cop, it's a dead mom, right? Like you get it.
Yeah.
You get the dynamic. You get the McCalls, right? Like absentee father, working mom, you get it. But
you get the dynamic,
The Argents are wild.
I don't know anybody like the Argents or the Whittemores, honestly, or the Martins.
Oh yeah.
Like they're all products of their families.
Totally. It's a dynamic that I think it's there in the show, but I think a drama series, right, like on HBO really would have, I think, dug into those family dynamics more than MTV did. But it's still there. It's still in the undercurrent of the show.
Yeah, it is. So speaking of the Stalinskys, we end up going back to their house. And Stiles is spending his spring break looking for commonality, looking for answers in the yearbook. And the sheriff is continually trying to absolve Stiles of this guilt of like, you don't have to solve this case. You're not responsible for this. Like he's trying to absolve Stiles of this guilt. And it turns out that the sheriff's department is investigating Harris. That
good. He sucks.
Yeah, good. He sucks. World's worst educator, Adrian Harris. But it turns out that Harris's car was or his tire tracks were present at the scene of like 2 or 3 of these murders. And the sheriff draws something. It's like, oh yeah, it's like about a bumper sticker. And Stiles recognizes the bumper sticker from the rave. That was the car that he passed when he was doing the Mountain Ash.
Yep.
And then, of course, there is a line in there that just puts little embers in my heart talking about Harris. Yeah, I know he gives you a hard time. I don't hate him. He hates me.
It's so adult and mature of
It's
Styles
so
to realize
mature. Oh my God. It's so mature. He doesn't hate Harris. He's a teenager who has a really hard class with a teacher who makes it hard
that.
for him. I don't hate him. He hates me.
He hates me. Yeah, that's wild.
It is ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. But just like our tech support issues earlier in the night, it's a Deus Ex Machina. It's a Deus Ex yearbook. Because all of a sudden, it's a Deus Ex yearbook because they look down at the yearbook to where they've moved it. And they found the page. It wasn't a class. The one page, it wasn't a class that they all had in common. It was the swim team. And who was the coach of that swim team?
Isaac Leahy's dad.
World's worst parent, Mr. Leahy.
World's worst parent, and I'm going to guess, world's worst swim coach.
No, I imagine he was a pretty good swim coach.
You think?
Well, his elder son was on the team. He probably liked them.
Yeah.
Probably liked them.
Yep.
So, yeah, my heart is just going to continue to get wrecked this whole episode.
So glad I never have to look through a yearbook.
Oh my God. Yeah. I think mine are all gone at this point. I don't think they made the move.
Mine are in the closet. I should get rid of them. I have no need for them. Clear up some space for more books.
So it is in this moment where I need to ask an expert. I need to phone a friend.
Oh no.
If you are a Jackson Lydia shipper, if you are a Jidia person, I need you to come on this podcast or like get on a phone call with me because I need to understand this next scene. I don't understand it. So Lydia comes to school to try to convince Jackson to come to her party. And if you like look at both of them, they're both a little out of it. They're both not quite natural in the way that we've seen them be around each other, like the first and second seasons. And so like Lydia is like, you need to come to my party. And Jackson, with like a very like hard grip on his sanity, goes, you don't want me there. Like, are they both a little possessed in this scene? And they do there's a really specific camera cut where they like look at like Lydia like with her arm on, like her hand on Jackson's arm, and then Jackson like twitch it. Like it's a whole thing. Do they snap each other out of their possession?
I
like
think so.
what is happening? I need a Jidia expert. I need somebody who has stared at this scene like I have stared at the elevator scene. I need an expert.
I'm not a Jidia expert, but that was my impression, is that up until that moment, Jackson is Kanima'd. You know, he's like, he's in a Kanima trance until she touches him. And he kind of snaps out of it enough to be himself enough to warn her, you don't want me there. But she doesn't know enough about what's going on with the group to understand what that means.
Right. And like how much control does Peter have over Lydia right now?
Yeah, exactly. That she doesn't know about the Kanima. She doesn't know what Jackson's been up to. She is so out of the loop that those words don't mean anything to her. And she's got Peter in the back of her head being like, get Jackson there, get Jackson there, get Jackson there.
She's just got Peter in her ear and is just like, yeah.
Also, if a Jidia shipper does want to leave a note, there is a feature on Spotify that you can leave us a voice message, like a voice note.
Oh my God, please do.
Yeah.
If you literally, speaking of, shipping anything other than Steric, if you are like a full tilt shipper of anything other than Steric, I want to talk to you. I want to see the show how you see it.
Yeah, we'll do a whole bonus episode.
Oh my God, yes, please. Like, because up next, we finally get to Lydia's birthday party, right? And Allison is like slowly walking up the walk, and she takes like a deep breath and goes, for Lydia. And my heart explodes. Yeah. My little Allison Lydia shipper heart cracked in half.
She was in a completely different show for a minute there.
It was in a completely different show, and my whole heart was like, okay, I'm in. So, like, if you're a Lydia person, if you're a Jidia person, if you're like, I need to talk to you. I need to see the show through your eyes. I want to know what you know. But yeah, no. So Allison makes her like little sacrifice, like for Lydia, and loves Lydia, and is like ready to show up. You know who else loves Lydia? And is ready to fucking show up. Is ready to show up for his girl. Styles and the giant box, sir.
Given how big it is, but that he can carry it. What is in there besides like air?
It His love.
It's just full of
His
love.
obsession. It's full of love.
Yeah.
You got me a box. Yeah, it's full of love. That would actually be really stinking cute, is what it would be.
Like he got that home, and the sheriff is just like, no.
No.
What the fuck
Nah.
is this?
Nah.
Sir.
But yes,
Yeah.
so many thoughts, so many feelings. And so it basically turns out that Scott and Styles and Allison are just like alone at Lydia's house because, you know, nobody else is showing up.
Yeah, and this was hinted at a couple times in the episode where Lydia was like, well, everyone's coming. And first it was Allison, and then someone else was like, well, are you going to send out invitations? And Lydia's basically saying her party is so big and important, everyone always knows about it, that she doesn't have to invite everyone. But it's been a weird year for her. She was naked in the woods.
Yeah.
That maybe this year people aren't going to want to come to the crazy ladies party.
Yeah. Correct.
Yep.
And they mention in this little scene, I think, it's like, we've been totally shutting her out for 2 weeks. So she hasn't talked to anybody, any friends that she has. She and Jackson are broken up. Her best friend is Allison. Like, she has been alone for 2 weeks with this fucking monster in her head.
Yeah, fuck her friends for that, by the way.
Yeah, big yikes. Big yikes for Scott and Styles and Allison here. Just...
Yeah, I don't...
No.
They know things have happened to her. They know about the bite. They know that she resisted it. They know that Peter was after her. Like, they know things happened to her, and they're still just like, let's not say anything to Lydia. Like, why? Pull her in. What are you doing? Ugh. Stop it.
But they finally decide... They decide to attempt to be better friends in this moment. And so Scott's like using his power to call in the lacrosse team, and Styles calls in the drag queens from the jungle.
He's like, I've got new friends, and they're the drag queens. I love it. That means they pass numbers around.
I have so many questions. I have so many questions. I have so many questions. I have so many questions.
I love it.
I think drag queens are wonderful for so many reasons, but one of the things that I think a high school kiddo in particular will be really like amenable to is a drag queen is someone who they can see being out loud and proud.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in drag culture that they kind of are some of the first, perhaps, queer role models that some queer youth have.
Just a little bit.
And the fact that Styles got basically adopted by the drag queens at the jungle, I have a lot of questions. I just
feel like those queens saw this little baby by and were like, well, he doesn't know yet, but we got
this one. I feel like the queens knew. I feel like they knew.
I think so.
I feel like they know. They're like, oh.
They gathered around him instantaneously.
They love Scott, but they picked Styles.
Like, and gave him their phone number.
Yes. Call me if you need me.
Call me if you need me, babe.
I need you. And they show up for him.
And they showed up. After there was like a disaster at the rave where people got hurt. And then this kid calls them to come to some high school girl's birthday party. And they're just like, all right.
Like, I just, your little brother calls and you're like, yeah, okay. I'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Like, I love these queens so much for this. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Speaking of shit that I have no fucking time for and is not acceptable in my heart, the Hale pack getting all chained up in the subway car.
Yeah, this is,
it's fucking rough.
I know it's okay. How long have they been wolves? Like a month?
Less than
a month.
This is their first full moon. Yeah.
It's their first full moon, but Derek really spent like absolutely zero time teaching them how to be wolves.
I have to imagine that. Oh, no. Oh my God. We had a full moon in season 2.
Yes.
We had a full moon in season 2 because that's Derek saving Styles from Isaac in the sheriff's office. I'm the alpha now.
Yes. Yeah,
Isaac has already gone through a full moon. So Isaac's already gone through a full moon because that's when Scott locked himself in Isaac's freezer.
Yes.
So yes, no. So we've already done that. That was in Shapeshifter. So we've had a full moon. So Isaac's already gone through a full moon, but Boyd and Erica haven't.
Okay. So even then, Derek has done like no work with them. So his go-to
is to just lock them up.
Halo of spikes? What is
For
this?
my firstborn daughter, Erica Reyes, the way my whole body seized up, because so Erica's whole transformation thing is about making herself look older and sexier and more powerful. She's trying to be bigger because she's been so small and so beat up by her own life for so many years. And in this scene, she's looking up at Derek, her alpha, the only person kind of like surrounded by the only people she still trusts.
Yep.
She looks so young and so scared. Yeah. And like, even when you look at Derek, he also looks like he is not thrilled about this.
No. And like, who in the Hale pack did this thing happen to first?
Yeah. How does he know how to use it? How does he know that Erica's pain tolerance is stronger than Boyd's and Isaac's? Was it Laura? Yep. Was it Cora?
Right.
Like, how does he know that? How does he know that? And like, it's so funny. So we haven't talked about it on this podcast, but there is that phenomenon, mostly in the States, where we tend to, I guess, adultify Black children.
Yep.
As opposed to like white children. We see them as like being like stronger and more adult and more like able to handle things, which is not true. Children are children.
Children are children. Yep.
Kiddos are kiddos. Like, kiddos are kiddos. And I get hit in the face with that because Boyd, of everyone in the train car, Boyd, it has the most visceral reaction to all of this. Boyd is so soft. He is, he cannot confront this level of violence.
It's terrible.
It's across the board, like with all of this is terrible. All of it.
And they asked Derek, like, why doesn't this affect you the same way? And he's like, I feel every second of it, but he already has something to hold him back. It's like, you could have told them this ahead of time.
You could have,
Like, you never tell them ahead of time. You need to say, like, look, I have to lock you up because we've been fighting a Kanima for 3 weeks and I haven't had the chance to teach you how to control the shift. But I will be here for you the whole time as your alpha. Yep. This is going to suck. This is the torture equipment that I keep in my special box.
And I'm not going anywhere. Like, it's going to be terrible.
I'm not going to go anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere. He could have just talked about it, but no. But no, I just every single time especially in this rewatch, Erica screaming gets me, but Boyd, he is trying to be really strong. He doesn't move.
He is. No.
He doesn't move. He doesn't run. But he closes his eyes and he turns his head and I'm just like, oh my God.
Somehow the silence is like worse.
Oh my God. I just want to wrap him up in my arms and protect him from everything. I love him so much. I love all three of them. Like, they all have special places, but in this particular moment, I'm just like, Boyd needs to be in a much different place than he is right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I
hate it. So do you want to do like all of the stuff at the party, or do you want to do all the stuff in the train car?
I think we have to do the party, because if we do all the stuff in the train car, we're going to end up with the end of the train car and it's not going to make any sense.
Fair enough. So we go back to the, do we want to go back to the party? Do we want to go back to Allison's house, or do we want to go back to the train car? Those are our next three places we got to go.
I know. So no, I think we do all of the party because I think we do all of the party first.
Okay.
Does that make sense? I think, I think all of the party.
So we'll do the party, then we'll do Allison's house, then we'll do the train car. So we go back to the party, and Scott is just being grumpy. He's being grumpy. Allison's being grumpy. Everyone's being grumpy. And Styles is a little shit. And because like Lydia's trying to convince Allison to just like go talk to Scott, and Scott is like, I'm not apologizing to Allison. And Styles goes, is that the full moon talking, buddy?
Mm-hmm. Okay, what I love about this is it's absolute. I think it's a corollary to "Are you on your period?"
Yes, correct.
Okay, good, because that's 100%. What I always took from it. is it that time of the month, Scott?
Is it that time of the month, Scott? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. 100%. And everybody in the party drinking punch, and that iconic shot of Lydia in her beautiful dress looking down at the punch bowl, and oh my god, the punch bowl is so pretty with all those little purple flowers in it.
Oh, yeah, we got a super nice close-up with these purple flowers, and she's been very pushy with the punch. She's like, don't forget to try the punch. Don't forget, here's some punch. Everyone's got punch. Everybody's got punch.
Everybody drinking a little punch with those pretty purple flowers.
Mm-hmm. Is this a question we asked on the last pod or just between us? Is how does this work? How does this punch work?
I have no idea how this punch works. I have no idea how this punch works. I imagine the punch works because everybody at the club's getting drugged right now.
So drugged.
Everybody's getting drugged. Everybody. So if you did not pick up on the little purple flowers in the punch bowl, Lydia has basically spiked the punch with wolfsbane.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why? I'm not entirely sure. But it seems to be having a very like water for chocolate kind of vibe. And so pretty much everyone is getting sexy.
Yeah.
Except those who have a major plot line. And everybody who has a major plot line starts to hallucinate.
Yeah. So, I mean, actual wolfsbane, the flower, is a nerve agent. It's
toxic.
It's very toxic. And I don't know that it would cause hallucinations. It absolutely causes, it's like a heart drug. It can cause gastrointestinal issues and nausea and abdominal pain and respiratory paralysis and heart rhythm issues.
Yeah,
so
I can see poison.
Yeah, I can see it getting all the humans to vomit in the pool. And I can see it getting the werewolves present to maybe they get some version of high because I don't even know that they would get high because, okay.
No, it is a poison.
The use of wolfsbane in Teen Wolf is so questionable. It's used for so many different things. Anyway. So
yeah. It's a mess, but we're having a very water for chocolate. Peter has decided that everyone who's just a regular human with no plot line just going to get sexy. And that's his magical gift. Everybody who has a major plot line starts to hallucinate like wowzers. Although, do we want to use this as a moment for fanon or canon?
Yes, absolutely.
So
always.
In fanon, lots and lots and lots of fic will talk about wolfsbane laced beverages for their wares.
Yes.
Because we learn later in canon that wolves can't get drinkity-drink on regular alcohol.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So do you think that this is where that started?
Yes, I feel like that's where this started because it's the first time that we see it used in a manner that doesn't hurt them.
Yeah, automatically.
We see Scott getting tipsy, loosey goosey, but not. He had, and I wonder how this is interacting with the fact that he did just get dosed with the wolfsbane
the day before.
The nebulizer. Yeah, his system must be fucked. I think this is a good place to look for that being the spark for fandom is wolfsbane and the punch. Wolfsbane is the drink. All right. I get it.
So it's fanon or canon because it seems to only affect those with major plot lines and not care much about the human or non-human part of it.
Yep. Maybe it's special version of wolfsbane.
Yeah, just to affect people with plot. That's all. That's it.
That's plot armor, baby.
So they do seem to make a really big point that Lydia gives Matt a beverage and Matt tosses his beverage because he sees Allison and goes to follow her. So Matt is not getting drugged at the party.
No, and the camera follows the drink going into the garbage.
So Lydia seems to care a lot that Scott drinks. Now, does Lydia care? Does Peter care? Who's making these choices? But Scott he's at the club getting drugged. Poor Poor kiddo.
Yep. He's having a good time.
He's having a good time until he's really, really not. So Allison's about to have a bad night. Well, a increasingly bad night. Matt finds her at the party. Matt being a creeper part 1 gazillion. And Allison finally finds her like ovarian fortitude that she was missing in the car the night before and calls Matt out on all of his pictures. It's like, she finally calls him out and is like, how did you even get these pictures? And he starts to defend himself. Like, it's called a telephoto lens. Photographers call it candids. And she goes, yeah, police officers call it stalking.
Yes. Through her bedroom window, you creep.
Through her bedroom window, you creepo. A fucking creepo. And so then like Matt tries to like grab her shoulders and Allison puts him on the ground.
Yes. Good.
She finds her ovarian fortitude and like decides that Matt is no longer worth her time and just like is done. And I love this for her. But what she starts to see like behind Matt is somebody like suspicious in a black hoodie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I have questions because Allison sees this black hoodie like walking around and Allison says out loud, no, not here.
Mm-hmm. Not here. What? Not here.
Who does she think is there? Who does she recognize? Who does she think this is?
Has she seen this before and we just don't know
like,
it?
What does she recognize? Because that's the kind of a hallucination and she doesn't know it's a hallucination. She thinks it's real because she starts to call for Scott. Because it's a spooky thing that she's scared of. And so she calls for Scott. But the way she says it, no, not here, makes me think that she recognizes that phantom.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I wonder sometimes if this is like if there was a cut scene somewhere.
Maybe.
That made this connect better.
For sure. Because this doesn't super connect for me. Like I can draw the line, but it's not very solid.
But I don't know where to start it.
Exactly. But it turns out that she does recognize it because the figure shoots her in the tummy with a crossbow bolt. Ouch. Ouchies. And who is it? It flips the hood back and it turns out to be
herself.
Hooray! She shot herself in the tummy with a crossbow. Why?
Haven't we all though?
I feel like I have. This is fine. And so, like, I don't know if this was supposed to be looking back at something or looking forward at something, but Phantom Allison starts to talk shit about real life Allison. Like, look at you yelling for help. You're always yelling for help. It's very reminiscent of, like, I don't want to feel afraid. I want to feel stronger than that. I want to feel powerful.
She does. She wants to feel powerful.
She does. And she does so by shooting herself in the tummy with a crossbow bolt.
Sometimes we make bad decisions.
Sometimes we make choices. And then, all of a sudden, it's gone.
Yeah.
Phantom is gone. She is gone. It's a hallucination. And I will be unable to talk about the next one because my heart hurts.
Yeah, I know. So our next hallucination is the worst one.
Yeah.
So Styles is out at the party and all of a sudden a new figure has entered yelling, and it is Papa Stilinski, all in black with, I believe, a bottle of beer, and he's yelling.
It's a bottle of whiskey.
Yes, it's a whole bottle of whiskey.
It's a mostly empty bottle of whiskey.
It sure is, because Papa Stilinski is drunk as a skunk, and he is yelling at one of the other party goers that he's all dressed in black because he just came from a funeral. And we haven't seen Papa Stilinski like this before. He is raving, he is upset, and then he turns and he sees Styles, and all of his ire and his anger and his rage is then focused on Styles. And he's just like, it's you. It's all you. And he's just straight up blaming Styles for everything, for the death of his wife, for everything that's gone wrong. And he says, how the hell am I going to raise this stupid kid on my own? And it's the worst. And worse after that is he looks Styles straight in his big doe eyes and says, you killed your mother. You hear me? And now you're killing me. And the look on Styles' face is like the raw devastation, because these are hallucinations. They're coming from their own psyches. So this is what Styles thinks of himself and thinks what his dad thinks of him. And these are his worst fears, his worst insecurities. And he's seeing his dad say this to him in public. And just, it's awful. I don't know how he's not crying. He's sniffles a little bit.
He is a little. His there's water in his eyes for sure.
There's water in his eyes. I feel like I would have been on the ground.
Yeah, I would have been on the ground for sure.
Was like the only other adult in my life at that age was like, you killed your mother.
You ruined my life.
You've ruined my life. And we already saw in the previous episode that he feels so guilty about the sheriff losing his job over these investigations that Styles and Scott have been involved in. To have this vision of his dad in like funeral blacks, drunk, coming into this party and just looking him dead in the eye, being like, you're stupid and I hate you.
And then he proceeds to throw the scotch bottle at Styles' head.
Yeah, just throws it. The glass shatters on the wall right above him. And then he shrinks away. And that's when the sheriff disappears. And you're like, what do you do then? Like, you've seen this whole thing, but no one else. He realizes no one else has seen it.
Yeah.
And then you have to like walk away from it. Like, what do you do?
Yeah. What do you do? What do you do? You can't tell your dad.
Mm-mm.
You can't process that shit with anybody.
Like, hey, Dad, did you just say that to me? Or did I
make that up? Was I drunk?
But do you blame me for your wife's death? Is that a thing that's in your head all the time?
Do you think that I ruined your life?
Because I know sometimes you do, but do you think that all the time? Is that where we're at in our complicated relationship as father and son right now?
Yeah.
Because I feel like you blame me. I feel like that's what's in my heart right now, because that's the vision I had. It's devastating.
Yeah,
because
oh my God.
Allison is seeing herself. Her conflict is with herself and her actions and her choices. Styles' conflict is with his dad and how his actions are affecting other people. His only family, as far as we know.
His only family, as far as we know. And now it's Scott's time to hallucinate, and I don't really understand.
Well, doesn't Jackson see his hallucination first?
No, Scott does, and then Jackson does.
Oh, Scott does, and then Jackson. 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 Oh, that's right. Scott sees Allison making out with Jackson as the Kanima.
Yeah, so like Scott like walks up the staircase and sees Jackson and Allison like grinding it out on the floor on the staircase in Lydia's house, and he starts to like lose control of the wolf. And then halfway through, Jackson transforms into the Kanima, who is still grinding and rocking and rolling with Allison.
Oh yeah.
And like Scott just decides to like, his whole wolf goes banana nut muffins. So I don't really understand, unless his like internal conflict is just jealousy and like scared that Allison is gonna like go to the dark side. Is that like his whole, I don't understand.
He had that little bit of jealousy when Jackson was flirting with Allison in the last season.
Yeah. But like it seems really insignificant compared to Allison shooting herself with a crossbow and the sheriff.
It does.
It feels real. And then we get Jackson immediately afterward. So Jackson, we flash to him in the middle of the party, and he starts to hallucinate. There's these two grown adults who are talking to Lydia, and he hears his name, and they go, "We're looking for Jackson Whittemore. We're his parents. We're his real parents.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're Jackson's real parents, and we're looking for him." And then they turn around and they have no faces.
Yeah, they're just blobs.
And then we go back to Jackson, and his face has disappeared. That he doesn't know who he is. He is feeling disconnected from his own sense of self.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, poof. And is having a real hard time as he comes out of hhis hallucination. So like the three of them are having like real hard, serious, solid conversations, and then Scott is afraid that Allison's a monster fucker. Like that just it didn't quite feel on the same level as the others.
Doesn't.
Now, if there is someone out there who can like, maybe somebody can like actually explain this to me. If it's more clear, if I'm just not getting it, if it was more clear to somebody else, please tell me. I desperately would like to understand this, because right now it just does not make sense to me.
Maybe the writers just like couldn't figure out what was on the same level as
for Scott.
For Scott being like, well, obviously it's about Allison, but what about Allison? Like, it could have been her dying, right? It could have been Allison killing him.
Yeah.
It could have been Allison, like, choosing Gerard.
Yeah. It could have been Melissa. It could have been
it could have been Melissa.
It could have been any number. It could have been, like he can just start getting voicemails on his phone from like teachers calling. And it's like, hey, Mrs. McCall, this is vice principal, whatever. I will need to let you know that Scott's being held back. Hey, this is Mr. Harris. I need to know, that Scott's failed all these exams and I think he's a horrible student and a horrible person. Hey, this is Coach Finstock. I think that Scott is the worst ever and I hate him. And goodbye. Like that, like Scott believing himself to be a failure and not good enough and letting down the people in his life that he loves. Like that would have also worked.
Yes, totally.
This Allison being a monster fucker, I just don't quite get. But
he's out there yucking yums. What are you doing?
What are you doing? But you know what? You know who has no time for this? Lydia. Because Lydia just decides to peace out of her own party and walk right past her own house.
She's like, I'm done. My work here is done.
My work here is done. So we flash back inside and Scott, who has finally figured out what the hell's going on or at least he thinks he's figured out what's going on. He's like, everyone's drunk. I don't know if he knows about the hallucination part, but he knows that things are bad. So he's like trying to sober up Styles by giving him water. And Miss Danielle comes out of absolutely nowhere and just decides like, I got it. And just dunks Styles' entire head in the pool. Thank you. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you. Thank you for this. Love you.
We would like to say
great to see you.
That this is, it will not sober you up to dunk your head in the pool. It will just make you wet. It may perk you up a little bit, but it's not going to sober you up. But yeah. Because she was like, now you're sober. Like, no,
that's not how that works.
You got to metabolize all that liquor. Like,
yeah, you do.
Eat some bread to like help with the later effects, but
no
drink some water and wait.
Not how that works. And so finally, everyone's kind of like walking around the party and Scott can't find Lydia. They notice that Lydia is gone and they can't find her anywhere. And so everyone's kind of starting to wake up a little bit and people are like jumping and getting tossed in the pool because that's apparently what high schoolers do when you're at a house party and there's a pool.
Obviously.
I guess. Sure. Amazing. And so people are like flying in the pool left and right. And like very loudly, we hear someone screaming, like, I can't swim. I can't swim. And all of a sudden, we see Matt get tossed in the pool. And he's like bobbing up and down, like trying to breathe, like, I can't swim. I can't swim. And there's like these big, beautiful shots of him like underwater. And we're like, oh shit. All right. And then he gets dragged out of the pool by Jackson. And my song lyric in this part of my notes say, looking like a drowned, harassed rat.
Yep.
Because that man needs a kiki.
He does. We would like to take this opportunity to tell everyone to take swimming lessons because you can drown in very little water.
Yes, and it's very important. It's super important.
Drowning does not look like what you think it looks like. It's very silent and it's very fast. So.
Yes. And it's never too late to learn to swim.
It's not.
And it's never too late to get better at swimming. Never too late. And so Jackson drags Matt out of the pool and Matt is just like standing there looking like a drowned, harassed rat. And he is
angry one.
He is so angry and he is like glaring down Scott and Styles. Like I'm going to blame you specifically for this. Even though they're like,
there, but
I wasn't even there, but like, okay. But then the cops come and they come to break up the party and everyone's running and like, oh God. So
like,
Scott finally, I don't know, probably a noise complaint, honestly. We finally get outside the party and Scott sees Matt and Matt is big mad.
Big mad.
Matt is big mad. Big mad Matt. Big mad Matt. Sure. But also with him and also big mad is the Kanima. Dun dun. Yikes! So all of the puzzle pieces are starting to click together in Scott McCall's head. The Kanima is on the ground, like with Matt, like the tail wrapped around his legs, and he is also big mad. The Kanima is also big mad. And then in the chaos of the crowd, they both disappear. Ooh.
But yeah, they go fast. Like, he blinks and they're gone.
Poof.
Scary.
Yeah, what a
Scary.
party. What a party.
Doesn't seem like anyone had a real good time.
No, it does
I mean,
not.
people had a great time until the very end.
Yeah. And pretty much if you didn't have a major plot line in this show, you had a great time at that party. Had a great time.
I wonder what a wolfsbane hangover is like.
Probably pretty gross, I would imagine.
Yeah, I feel like those kids are gonna wake up tomorrow and not love it.
No, I'm not gonna love it. All right, so we get to move to our set. We're gonna move to a secondary location.
Yeah, that's what the cops are gonna call it too.
Yeah, a secondary location. You ain't getting me to no secondary location. Do you want to take us to Casa de Argent?
Casa de Argent.
Well, Argent.
Argent. So this is our warning section of big feels and suicide. You know, Victoria's turning into a werewolf, if that is not readily apparent. And in the Argent household, that is not done. And apparently the only thing that can be done is for her to kill herself. You can't be a werewolf if you are an Argent. I do wonder if in their lineage there are Argents who did become werewolves and like skittered on out of town. That could be kind of like an interesting side story of like the Argent who's a werewolf.
I feel like that's how I'm going to have to get there in season 3, but I feel like that's how Motel California starts. Really, like that kind of like standalone episode in season 3, I think it starts with an Argent who gets bitten and kills himself.
Okay.
I guess it's like part of the code. I think this has been like the family tradition for some time.
But surely one time one Argent was like, I'm not going to do it. I'd rather live.
Yeah, you would think, but I don't know.
There's like a pack of Argents who are werewolves who are like, we don't want to die.
Yeah.
So Chris presents Victoria with what looks to be a ready-made briefcase of medicine that she can use to kill herself. But she would rather use a knife because that's better? I don't know.
Because she's a beast.
She's a badass bitch and would rather use a butcher knife. You know, and they have this conversation about what's happening here, and Chris says that the ground beneath Allison's feet is already crumbling and that this happening is just gonna make it worse. Gerard is there too. He is really far too eager for this to happen and he can just go away. Victoria mentions that she did not get a chance to talk to Allison before this event, and this moment is coming up fast because the full moon is upon them. And it seems to be the case that she will turn with the full moon. So she really does not have a lot of time. But she does want to kill herself in Allison's bedroom so that she can be with her daughter. That feels selfish.
Like, I get it, and also absolutely not.
Yeah, I get it, and also way to terrorize your daughter from the grave.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, are you gonna clean her sheets? Like, are you gonna tell her that you did this? Like, hopefully Chris does not say, by the way, she did this in your room, so that Allison can at least sleep there.
Yeah.
Without being traumatized for the rest of
forever
her life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's fucked up. I don't know. Just do it in your own room, I guess. So they're sat together on the bed, and you know, they do seem to love each other quite a lot despite their murderous ways. So it's an oddly sweet moment of the two of them together. I think neither of them really wants this to happen despite it being part of their code.
Yeah,
you know, I don't think they're approaching this with like, it has to be done. And the whole time I was just like, don't do it.
Like, literally, I want an entire other like 4 seasons of what would happen if Victoria was just like, no thank you, and just took Wolf Victoria downstairs and go, oh, it didn't execute Gerard and peace out.
Yeah, just like, get rid of Gerard.
Just get rid of Gerard. Just peace out, guys. It's totally cool. Your grandpa's dead. What? Why? Well, I got bit trying to kill your boyfriend, and unfortunately, I turned into a werewolf, and I didn't want to die. So,
I feel like Allison would be fine with a werewolf mother. She's fine with a werewolf spouse.
She's fine. It's cool, guys. It's totally cool.
So I think it's fine.
It's not how it happens.
That's not what happens. So she's in Christopher's arms and, the moon is high in the sky coming perfectly through the bedroom window. And she says she can kind of feel this change happening. And she's got the knife to the center of her chest, which was a choice because, like, how are you getting that through your breastbone? But, it's a little too late to tell them anything. And she really wants to do this herself, but you can't.
No, you can't. You can't.
So she does ask her husband for help just as her eyes turn yellow. And she does end her life kind of as she becomes a werewolf.
As she becomes a werewolf.
Yeah.
As we talk about kind of fan or canon, we talk a little bit about pack bonds in season 3. Losing a pack member is like losing a limb.
Yeah.
I wonder if Derek could feel it when it happened.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
I wonder if
Especially
Derek,
because everything.
Yeah, because it's the full moon.
So
it's super it's so heightened. I don't think he would have noticed necessarily, but I wonder if he could feel it. I wonder if he could be like, oh shit, that actually happened, and there it's gone.
Yeah.
I wonder if he could feel it. I'm curious.
Yeah. I mean, I think she would have hated to be part of Derek's pack, but
yeah. Big yikes.
Maybe he could have disbanded her from the pack and been like, go find another pack that you like better.
Yeah.
That's fine for the both of us. We can, we're both better off without each other. But yeah, that is interesting. I didn't think about Derek being able to feel it.
Yeah. I wonder if Derek could feel it. I wonder. I don't know. But
poor buddy. He could have used another mom.
Oh my gosh, yes. Can you imagine what seasons 3 and 4 would have been like if you had an extra parent?
Well, and especially one who's she's badass. She kind of sucks, but she's also badass. She could have smacked him around a little bit.
If she could have used her powers for good and not for evil.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Yeah.
She could have helped whip them into shape.
Yeah. Would have been fine.
Would have been fun. See how this could have been different. Chris could have kept his wife.
Derek in physical combat.
Yeah.
Now that's a story I want to read. Who has written? I don't need romantic Derek and Victoria, but I would very much like to see a Victoria Lives AU in which she reluctantly joins the Hale pack until she gets a handle on it.
Yeah.
I would have loved
it.
If
someone has that fic out there, drop it in the notes.
Drop it.
Yeah,
drop it in the notes.
It over.
Please. Because I love this.
Chris gets to keep his wife. Allison gets to keep her mom. The Hale pack gets another member. Derek gets a parental figure who can smack him around a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah. I'm super into it.
Unfortunately, this is, not the case. And Allison gets called to the hospital.
For not the first time this season.
No. And this is a devastating scene.
Oh, God. Yeah. Crystal Reed's really good at her job. She's really good at her job.
Yeah.
If this is some kind of sick training session, you'd better tell me.
Yeah. Yeah. I hated every moment of this, especially because she had to ask.
Yeah.
She had to ask because it's happened before. Terrible. But she has to collapse into her dad's arms.
This grief is so real. And it hurts so badly. And I just, oh my God. Yeah. Allison's night wasn't planning on getting any worse. She's had a real bad couple of days, and this is, the cherry on top of the sundae.
It really is. And there doesn't seem to be coming back from this.
No, there's no coming back. So, we've been slowly walking down Allison's will she, won't she, how does she feel about werewolves kind of adventure. And, well, here you go.
This puts a rough notch in the fuck werewolves category.
Puts a big rough notch in the fuck werewolves category. Big yikes.
Which, that sucks because they didn't do this on purpose. Derek didn't do this because he wanted to.
No.
He wasn't attacking her mom out of spite or...
I don't even think he did it on purpose.
No. He got ambushed and fought back.
Yeah. And I think we'll
Trying to
talk
save
about
her
it.
boyfriend.
Yeah, I think we'll talk about it a little later in the next couple of episodes. But I think at one point, like Allison basically blames Derek.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Derek ever tells her what happened. I
I
don't
think
know
so.
if either Derek or because I don't think Scott was conscious totally when it happened. And I don't think Derek ever says how it happens. I think Derek falls
Mhm.
on that sword.
I think he's good at that.
Yeah, he's really good at that. But I think actually Derek falls on that sword. I don't know if Allison ever finds out that the reason Victoria gets bit is because she was trying to kill Scott. She might. Maybe that happens in season like in season 3. Maybe they like go through. I'll have to watch this stuff again. But I don't think in season 2 that Derek ever like tells her.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. But we'll watch. We'll talk about it. We haven't gotten there yet.
Damn it,
But
Derek.
Damn it, everybody. Come on, guys.
Get your
Ouch.
shit together.
My heart is on fire. My heart is ash. My heart is burned ash.
Well, speaking of burned ash.
Oh, God. Yeah. Speaking of burned ashes. So we're finally going to wrap up this episode in the subway car. The Hale pack is all nice and chained up, and Boyd and Erica are just completely suffering. They are both trying so hard to figure it out. And Isaac is also suffering, but not quite as badly.
No, he's getting there.
And Isaac is getting there, but like, still a little rough. And so Isaac starts to talk to Derek about anchors. How do you find something that keeps you human, something to kind of connect you to your human side? And we find out that Derek's anchor is anger, that's what keeps him human. And so he finally gets everybody all chained up and tucked in for the night. And then all of a sudden he starts night, and then he starts hearing noises and is like, well, shit, because he's like calling Scott, like, I'm gonna need your help.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was so cute.
That was adorable. It's like, hi, honey, I'm gonna need your help here. And so the
kids are acting up.
Yeah, the kids are acting up. So, but the whole Hale pack is about to have a real bad night. I would be remiss if I didn't announce out loud in a precursor to this is the episode you're looking for. This is the Derek booty shot.
Mm-hmm.
With the claws that come out and everything kind of jiggles. I was like, that is a very on purpose shot, friends.
Okay, real sidebar before we get into like the everything's bad. Do you feel like sometimes Derek / Tyler Hoechlin is filmed either from a female gaze or just a gay man gaze and not a male gaze? Or sorry, yeah, a male gaze. Because there's sometimes he's just framed like it's on purpose for us and nobody else.
Yes, I do.
Like he is in a tight ass gray tank top in a dark, dank, probably cold subway car. It's the night of the full moon. He is working with werewolves. He could be wearing like a Kevlar vest. He could be wearing a jacket, but no. He is wearing...
Where's the leather jacket? Where's your jacket?
Where's the leather jacket? He could be wearing clothes, but he is wearing a wife beater. He is wearing a gray tank top that just gets shredded to shit. He is filmed at an upward angle sometimes. That's just like...
all the time.
Show them titties. Like
we get shots of him like slowly opening and closing his eyes with those eyelashes.
Yes.
Like
yes.
We get one shot like that of Styles that I can think of. And really the only times we get that shot of Scott is when we're like watching his eyes do specific things.
Do stuff. Yeah.
Like
you get like a camera lingering on his mouth at an angle.
We do. It's like there is some fan service going on with Derek Hale over here. It is and
I get it. He is beautiful.
Like, he's gorgeous. But like I'd never thought of it like that. But now I 100% agree with you.
But it's like, was there direct action? Was there direct direction to the camera, to the operator to be like, listen, we are going to need this camera to drag up this man's body very slowly.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're going to need the ass jiggle on film.
Yes. Correct.
Boyd's got a great ass. He's been doing his squats, but just, skim by. Like, it doesn't happen to the others. And they are in excellent shape. They are in phenomenal shape.
Yeah.
And even Jackson, who is also in phenomenal shape, like Colton Haynes has like no body fat, but he's not filmed quite the same way. He's filmed like a twink.
Mhm.
It's just not quite the
It's
same.
not quite the same.
I don't have the film language. Like I didn't take that much class, but it's just not quite the same.
It's not quite the same. Now that you think about it, I can see all the shots that they do of Derek like that. Like it's
this one particular got me because I was like,
for sure.
Like as his shirt was getting shredded open during the fight scene, I was like, what?
Remember earlier in the episode when Scott and Derek go to the train car together and Scott's in the red hoodie?
Yeah.
We get these like chest up shots of Scott. Scott, like Scott is in the scene. We see him, we see what he's doing, and then it flashes to Derek and it's like clavicle to forehead.
Uh-huh.
And it's just these shots of feelings and emotions on Derek's face. And it's like, you guys are in the same physical space. Why don't those shots match?
They don't at all. It's such a different framing.
I remember it unsettled me when I was watching this. I was like, why don't those shots match?
They're totally different.
And they're totally different. Why are they totally different?
And they're both attractive. Like,
don't get me wrong. Like Scott and Allison, they were doing some work, but Scott isn't shot. Scott, Styles, Jackson, none of them are shot. Even like Peter or Chris, none of them are shot like Derek is.
Mm-mm.
I have questions.
Yeah, I know.
Not complaining. I just have questions.
I know. And, women get shot like this all the time.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to be like, well, it happened to us, it happens to you, because it shouldn't be like that. It's just fascinating.
Yeah, this is very much like a choice that they seem to have made.
Yes, it's a choice.
So, it's a choice. Mm-hmm. I'm not mad about it, but it is in fact a choice.
Yes. So when you're making your GIFs, you can tell, like when those tiny little moments are highlighted, you're like, look at that. Yeah. Anyway, before we got into like the dark problems here, I was like, did you notice this too? Or am I like hyperfixating?
No, you're not hyperfixating.
I mean, I am, but also.
Derek, after that shot with his claws coming out, goes back into the train car to realize that the betas have run amok. The betas are playing their own game. Erica has ripped off her crown. She's ripped off her halo.
To be fair, that had to suck.
Love that for her, but yikes. And really, how can Derek not have seen this coming? How did Derek not foresee this problem?
Mm-hmm.
Like, truly. Outstanding. But one of the things that I can really appreciate about Derek in this scene is he is trying as hard as he can to be gentle with his betas.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
As best as you can in this moment. Like, he's not necessarily like, like taking a baseball bat and hitting them over the head. He's just trying to reattach the chain.
Yep.
And I really appreciate that. He is trying his freaking best. But you know who has done his best? Isaac Leahy. Isaac Leahy is doing his best because he has figured it out. We see Isaac in his horrifying, terrifying prosthetics. It's very spooky. Mm-hmm. Very scary.
Very werewolf.
Very werewolf. And he's just sitting calmly. And Derek's like, question mark? And Isaac's like, I got it. I figured it out.
Yeah. I love that Isaac was just like, no, I'm chill.
God, it's cool. And so Derek like asks, like, so like, what did you find? Like, so what's your anchor? And Isaac goes, my father. And Derek kind of looks at him and goes, but your father used to lock you in a freezer. And Isaac looks back and goes, he didn't used to. For not the first time this episode, I cried.
Mm-hmm.
Not the first time this episode. So Isaac is giving us a ton of backstory here and is just, and showing us what kinds of things will work as an anchor.
Yep.
So right now, we have 3 different kinds of anchors. So we know that Scott's anchor is Allison. Like, it's a whole ass person. It's just like a thing. Derek's anchor is an emotion. It's just the overriding feeling of anger and rage.
Of grr, arg.
Isaac's is a memory in a very like Patronus kind of way. Like, Isaac's is a memory, and it's just very cool to like see all those bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And so, Derek has everyone is settled, everyone is locked up, everyone is cool and calm and vibing, and he comes out covered completely in scratch marks and blood, and coming out of the car after the hardest night in a few days, and finds Lydia, who he's like, question mark? Who then immediately blows purple glitter in his face, and it knocks him to the ground.
I mean, yes. What else is he gonna do? Lydia just shows up in a dress, and he's like, "Qua?" And then
Hello.
he gets wolfsbane powder right to the face.
Right to the nose. And the next time we see him, he is being dragged by the wrist by Lydia into the Hale house.
Yeah, how is she dragging 200 pounds of muscle?
How far did she drag him?
A long way. And did absolutely no one in town notice this like 5'0" girl dragging 200 pounds of Hale muscle?
Like, it's cool. She just hangs out with some weird folks. That's Lydia. She's weird. Like,
they're just
okay.
like, leave it alone. It's fine.
Yeah. And so we all are like, okay, she's doing Peter stuff. And I would like to acknowledge there is that. So like we see Derek getting dragged by Lydia, and we look down into Peter's grave, and there's a beautiful shot of Peter with with his like hand like reaching up. God, that's a gorgeous shot.
It really is.
Derek knows what's about to happen. Derek is very weakly calling like, Lydia, don't do this. You don't know what you're doing. So like he knows what's about to happen and is trying desperately. And my little Steridia heart just goes ka-thunk, ka-thunk, ka-thunk. Yeah, I am a firm believer in that people have two hands. Styles and Derek and Lydia, Lydia and Styles, Styles and Lydia and Derek.
Styles and Lydia and Derek, yep. Not this Lydia.
Not this Lydia, no.
Lydia. This Lydia needs like a Lydia, yeah.
This Lydia would definitely feed into my murder pod, but that's a different problem.
This Lydia needs like a year of therapy first.
This Lydia really needs an exorcism. And so Derek says, like, you don't know what you're doing. And my note says, no, sweetie, she doesn't, but she's possessed. So
yeah.
And so Lydia puts Derek's arm in Peter's grave, kind of tucks him in the hand, and moves all of these mirrors so that the moon light bounces off of whatever and onto Peter. And Peter wakes up and goes, "Grah!" and like stabs Derek, and Derek's alpha eyes flash, and it's, oh God. And Peter opens his eyes. Good morning. Welcome back. And then so Lydia immediately is snapped out of it. Like Peter is back in his own body and out of Lydia's head. And Derek is awake. Derek's like, all right, here we go. And so Peter like crawls out of the grave covered in dust with all of his hair that grew back.
Yes. And very white teeth.
Yeah, super white teeth. And is immediately once again the biggest sass master in the room. I heard there was a party. Don't worry. I invited myself.
Yes.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Mr. Hale.
Welcome back, Mr. Hale. So Peter is officially resurrected and is about to cause unbridled chaos. The betas are trying to survive their first night. Allison is just in complete, utter grief shutdown. Everyone's recouping from straight up trauma. We are about to have a real fun time. Real fun time.
Question. Can werewolves just not die? Like, does all it take is reflecting the worm moon on a werewolf to bring them back? Like, what's the deal here?
I think that, and I can't speak to like how it happens because I don't fucking know how it happens, but the illusion that the guess we're supposed to make is that it's something about, because Peter had his weird alpha juices in Lydia, yes, you're welcome, I said it again, that she, because she can maybe possibly be spooky, is a link, because part of Peter is still alive in Lydia.
Okay.
And so then Lydia has the power to reconnect those pieces. But like, I don't know.
Because his eyes opened before he dug his claws into Derek to get like the alpha flash.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, so everyone's having a really bad night. Really sorry about it. But I love
it's a good thing it's
episode.
Spring break, because like, what if they had to go to school the next day?
Oh God.
That would suck.
Yeah, that would be extra bad.
That would be extra shitty.
Extra bad. And it's such nice timing that the chemistry teacher is getting arrested during spring break. That's really excellent timing.
It is. We hate that guy anyway. Who cares if it's not correct? We just don't want to see him around.
It's fine. We just hate him. So yeah, I love this episode, but boy, is it intense.
It is a lot. And it all happens in such a small amount of time.
Yeah,
Again.
it's like 3 days, maybe.
Yes. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, because this episode is officially the longest I've spoken in the last 8 days, I'm going to do a rapid fire version of this is the episode you're looking for.
Okay. Ready, set, go.
Everyone should just make gift sets at this episode. You just don't even need anything else. It's perfect. If you were looking for Lydia and Peter, any of the stuff with Lydia and Peter, the full attack, any of the worms and dirt, that's all here. Laura in the stands, Lydia hallucinating in the winter formal dress. This is one of those times it comes back. Everything with Victoria and her death. So anything about her bite, anything with Gerard, this is all going to be here. There is a beautiful shot of Allison in the car after Matt gets out that people tend to use for black and white photo sets with her rave outfit, but in the black car. It's gorgeous. Official Hale Pack family photos. There's a couple of them in here, one outside the train car, one inside the train car, and just Boyd being the smartest person in the room and Erica being really strong and Isaac tapping into his emotional vulnerability. It's all incredible. Also, Derek's butt. Lydia and Allison having fancy girl dress time, trying to be sweet to each other. Styles in the giant box, the giant, birthday box. Anything, that beautiful shot of
as to what's in the box.
Love. Because he can't afford anything else. He's a teenage boy and has a car and puts all his money into that. That beautiful shot of Lydia kind of with the smoky eyes looking down at the punch bowl itself with all the little flowers in it. Gorgeous. The whole hallucination scenes. So Allison and then Allison with the crossbow, Scott, and then Allison and Jackson and his faceless parents, and then Styles and the sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
All of those are in this episode. And Allison and Chris at the hospital, everything about Allison in that grief, that weeping grief, Big Mad Matt and the Kanima reveal, and then Peter coming back from the grave. All of those are in this and those beautiful shots. So if you're looking for any of those, this is the episode you're looking for.
Actually, don't make gifts of Allison crying. It's too sad.
It's, oh my God. Really, if you just want to make sets of them really focusing in on Derek and Peter's faces, amazing, incredible. Lydia's, all of her, downward glance, all of Allison's downward glances, gorgeous, beautiful, love that. Perfect, incredible. Just that.
Yep. The rest is too sad.
It's so sad. God, it's so sad. All of it.
Yep, this is a wild episode. It's super good. So glad to rewatch it. And really keeps taking us forward into the end of the season here.
Yeah.
Where everyone is in a lot of trouble.
All the time.
Yeah, everyone's in trouble. It's not going well. So hopefully they get their shit together because, man, they've got to save the school, got to save their friends, got to save their parents, even though they don't know it.
And everyone is just going to try to climb out of whatever is happening. And they're going to try their best and we'll see how it goes.
And they're just babies.
They're just kiddos. They've got jello brains and they're trying their best.
And they have to graduate at some point. They still have to pass their classes. They got tests to take. We don't know how Scott did on his chemistry test that he just filled in the sea bubbles for.
God, I hope he got all those questions right.
Does it count if Mr. Harris goes to jail? Will that test count? Or does it just get washed?
Oh man, I don't know.
We don't know.
I hope he gets to just retake it with a competent teacher. I don't know. Let's find out.
Yeah, he just retakes that one. So we'll find out. But yeah, so thank you for listening to this extraordinarily long episode, it turns out. Oofta.
Sorry about that, broskies.
Yikes. I just looked at the timer on this one. Whoops-a-daisies. But we had a lot of feelings about it. So deal. You can find us on the internet at Fandom on the Rocks. If you would like to support the podcast, you know where you can do that. It's at patreon.com/Fandom on the Rocks. And you can subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And we will catch you on the next episode next week.
Oh.
You've been listening to Pack Dynamics, a Fandom on the Rocks podcast. For more episodes, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. You can follow us online at Fandom on the Rocks. If you'd like to support the podcast, you can subscribe to our Patreon account at patreon.com/fandomontherocks. Subscribers get access to ad-free content, exclusive bonus episodes deep diving into fandom, and more. So until next time, keep your pack close.